Okay.
Yo.
Hello,
No way, I just want to
everyone.
talk.
Oh.
Take it back. Rewind. Replay. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to SOCS episode 39. Woo! I'm Olivia.
I'm Sid.
And I'm Skylar.
And today we've got two talking points, and then we have a couple things we're going to react to. So let's first start off with the big news that came out today, that SM will basically has been collecting for the past year a ton of evidence on people, and will be doing a massive lawsuit on Sasaeng fans and people who spread malicious rumors about their artists. So they've been really kind of taking their, email where people like inform them about like rumors and stuff pretty seriously. They've been collecting a lot of information on Sasaeng fans. And I think this is really huge because I think a lot of K-pop companies have tolerated this for a really long time. And, at the expense of the comfort and safety and privacy of some of their artists, because Sasaeng fans do spend a lot of money. Obviously, but I think it's really smart and a great first step for the industry for SM to be a leader on this. I think a lot of the time we like to, because they're the oldest, we like to give SM a lot of shit, but I do think, when they make a move like this, it's going to be important and make a lot of impact, hopefully, for the rest of the industry, because I know Stray Kids has been complaining a lot about Sasaengs and a whole bunch of other people, and I know for a fact that like specific people in SM have been like really freaked out by it. So I hope this is a good thing. And Korea also recently just passed a law that places heavier punishment on stalkers, so they're going to be using that as their main legal defense for attacking the Sasaeng fans.
Nice.
So, yeah, any thoughts?
Obviously, always protect your artist first. I feel like I've actually seen a lot of companies starting to do this recently this year, especially with all those bullying allegations that happened earlier this year. So I'm glad that people aren't just letting these malicious rumors go by. Like, I know before we even got on here, we're talking about how difficult fame is, and especially for like K-pop stars, because there's so much of their life is like televised, is like put out there, or like even like their images. So people feel closer to them. And I think it, to some degree, does encourage Sasaeng behavior more than like the kind of celebrity culture that is here in the West. I think it's a little different. Obviously, we still have like crazy stalkers who like break into famous people's houses and stuff like that. No one is above that when you're just crazy, mental illness, like you have issues. But yeah, I think it's good. Like, always protect your artists, always do what you can to like help them and make them feel comfortable. Like, they should not have to worry about people being in their house or in their apartment or in their dorms, or like taking photos of them in bathrooms. Like, that's not okay. That is a serious invasion.
Or taking their pee and freezing it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That was the weirdest story ever.
Weirdest one ever.
I'm happy that they're taking steps towards this, because like Sid's saying, we do have instances of this, but I think it's more of a culture in Korea. Like, that's like Sasaeng culture is like an actual like thing. So it's cool to see that they're taking steps to like, make sure people aren't getting stalked. I don't know. There's not much I can say about it other than I'm happy it's happening. And interesting that it's happening from SM as well. They're usually like the first to do a lot of things. So like Olivia's saying, it's cool that they are also being innovative. And
they've had a lot. I think it's also because specifically with NCT, they have had a lot of really crazy Sasaeng stories. Like, have you heard of Mark in My Heart? this one Sasaeng who's been stalking Mark like literally since pre-debut, kind of like the one who like stalks Jungkook and like
yeah.
I mean, is like really scary, like stuff, and books flights and sitting next to them, and does all this like really crazy stalker behavior. And as a lover of Mark Lee, I hope Mark in my heart goes to jail after this, and I hope the Wendy is selling skin bleach girl goes to jail after this. There's a couple people I'm ready for them to go. And if you've made up a stupid bullying rumor over like name stole my eraser in middle school, and you didn't even fucking go to school with them, and I already don't care about what they did in middle school, like at least do 200 hours of community service. This shit is stupid.
Sorry, but that has to end. I saw one time, I won't say the artist, but they were trending. It wasn't in K-pop, but they were trending and people were really upset at them, rightfully so. But then they totally delegitimized the whole thing because this one user was like, honestly, they did the same thing to me when we were in 5th grade. And they said blah, blah, blah. And everyone was like, 5th grade?
Like,
I'm not holding any. I'm not going to hold a kid accountable. Like, I'm sorry.
Not even 5th grade. Middle school. Like,
that's what everyone's mean.
Sure, but like, don't see that like you're gonna ruin their whole career over this. Now, some things are unexcusable. We know where the line is.
Yes.
But like, if you're gonna be like, he didn't close the door when I said I was cold and he wanted to keep it open, and then he called me annoying. Like, I do not care.
I don't
care.
I don't. I really do not.
But I will say that, like, if it's like, actual bullying, like psychological damage, or not even psychological damage, but like, you're just being a terrible person, that's different. If you're like repeatedly doing something, that's different. But one instance, one time, you'll live.
I also think that, who else I think is a big influence behind this is Chanyeol, because he's been pretty pissed off lately with that one girl who was like, he was cheating on me and blah, blah, blah. Here's the evidence. And she like has a picture of her like hugging him, but it's like just like a Snapchat like black drawing over what's supposed to be him. And I was like, girl, we all know you're faking it, but people are like, see, Chanyeol is a blah, 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 blah. I also was like, damn, that flight attendant, she might be going to jail. For real.
That's lame.
But I think,
those jokes were so funny.
I mean, they were funny, but that one girl was like clearly faking it. Like, she was like this, like for real. I was like, that's not even big enough to be a human, let alone a grown-ass adult man. And she's like, this is Chanyeol before he like hugging me before he left to like get on the plane and get. I was like, you're so stupid.
No, I don't know what's real and what's fake. All I know is like, if it's proven, then I think people should start taking accountability. It's just hard for everyone to know where the line is in the age of the internet. So like, I usually choose to like, I'm like, I don't know if it's real or if it's fake. Like, with these people that are making up these rumors, a little part of me does feel...
We don't want to discredit people who actually, some people who make up rumors.
Of course.
Some of the people that make up these rumors, some of them, a part of me is like, should they be punished for like a small thing? Because some of these people are kids, and I don't think like, they need to learn a lesson.
Big hit to the 12-year-old.
Yeah, I was like, come on, it's the internet. Like, I'm sorry, the nature, and I'm not a huge fan, the biggest fan of the internet, but the nature of the internet is that people can say whatever they want to say, and because of that, it gets toxic. I don't think kids should be on some parts of the internet, but I also just feel like because they're allowed to, where do we draw the line? Like, how are we going to punish like a 15-year-old? Because a lot of these people's fans in K-pop are like younger people. So I don't know how they're going to go about that,
Yeah. I mean, but slander is illegal. I mean, it's illegal in the United States. So, I mean,
Yeah, like defamation. That's true.
defamation and all that kind of stuff. It is illegal. And, you know, I know, like, obviously people are joking, you know, a lot of the time. And I think, you know, some jokes, you know, some people get really offended when people are joking and they're like, take their account down and blah, 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 blah. But for the most part, I feel like the difference between at least I feel like for these lawyers and these companies, hopefully, they'll know the difference between jokes and like
and malicious intent.
Because I think you know, obviously, like some things could be just like, you know, like a joking, there's a difference between like a joking thirst tweet and like harassment, you know what I mean? So I feel you're right, there is some kind of balancing act that they've got to do. But I think some of the instances, specifically with SM recently, have been pretty clearly like harassment, stalking, you know, malicious rumor mills. So I think that's
them
good.
to their schedules. And I remember in the winter, they were like on a set and it was snowing and the boys were already uncomfortable and cold. And then there were saesangs following them to like their housing while they were doing this photo shoot. And that's, I think it was Lucas took photos and put it on Bubble complaining. And I'm like, see,
that would have been me.
That's completely unacceptable. Like even Craker recently, they were like, if we catch you on our premises, we're calling the police and you're going to jail. They were like, stop coming to their dorms. Like you're making them uncomfortable and upset and you're scaring them. And they were like, and we will send you to prison. And I was like, prison, honey.
Yeah.
I don't know how these celebrities deal with that, because that would be I'd be very anxious, like if people were like following me, or like, you know, if people that I didn't even know were like trying to get to see me. That kind of stuff freaks me out. So I think like I don't know how they deal with it, just like normal behavior as celebrities. So I think it's good that there's some type of line.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will definitely say that, like, at the end of the day, you do not know these people. As much as I feel like I am actually in love with this man, Yeonjun, I don't know him. He does not know me. Like, I can't just go out of my way and be like, yes, I came here because we are soulmates. Like, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
If some person that followed me on Instagram that I'd never met in person came to me in real life and was like, look, like I see what you post and I really think we have a connection and I would be like, oh, absolutely not. You're terrifying. You're terrifying. I have to move. Like, there's no way.
Yeah, and then, you know,
when I've
seen celebrities like around, they generally, I mean, a lot of people like being recognized, and that's fine. But some people are annoyed with it. But most, like 9 times out of 10, they would always rather you be like, oh, I'm a fan of your work. I'm a fan of what you do. I really admire your art. Than like, I'm so in love with you, you know?
Yeah.
You know, they
that's just...
And sometimes, you know, when you say like, oh, I'm a fan of your work, I really like your art, and I've connected to it in some kind of way, that is honestly like the way, like, if like that's sometimes you can have a real conversation, like a genuine one. I mean, I don't do it just to like do it, but like if you know, it can happen. And but if you're gonna be like weird and like predatory, they're obviously gonna like try to get the fuck out. So like,
yeah,
if you really are a fan of this person, you really like care about their like well-being, like give them some space, give them some privacy. They're not zoo animals.
Yeah, it's totally just like me and my brother had a conversation because it was when they were like, he was trying to understand, not that he understands, but we were talking about sexual assault and like in context of a woman, and I was like, you're not gonna get it because you're a guy. Like naturally it's gonna be a little harder for you to understand. But like, I think that if you're out with someone or you're out by yourself and like someone keeps talking to you, like keeps approaching you, is touching you, and you're like, please leave me alone, I'm not interested, and they continue to do that, that's harassment. Like at that point, you're harassing me. I told you I'm not interested, please walk away, I'm very uncomfortable, and you continue to approach me, that's harassment. So like think of it the same exact context. Like if you see a celebrity, yes, they're a public figure, they're easy to recognize, but they're also a person. If they tell you, hey, I'm sorry, not today, like I'm not in the best mood, or like I'm really busy, I have other stuff to do, you can't get in their way and like, you know, just be all over them. That's clearly not going to go over well. And it's not going to be a good experience for either of you. And that's not them being a bad person or being a bad artist and not catering to their fans. That's them being a person, a human being who should be respected and not treated as if they're not a human being. Like they deserve the same respect that you would like in their situation. Yes, they are public figures, but they are not public property.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, you know, if you see someone, they're out there minding their own business, you know, maybe it's cool that you saw them, but you don't have to be like, you know?
Shout out, I saw Ansel Elgort in Amsterdam, and I didn't say anything because you look like you didn't want to be bothered.
Well, you know what? You should have bothered him because fuck him. No.
I know he's not actually a great person, but
Olivia,
and
Olivia,
you know he would have loved
cut
it.
this part out? I was like, why is she mentioning that? That is not someone that we should be mentioning publicly.
But you know what? I'm proud of myself because I did see Kirsten Dunst once, and I didn't say anything, but I was internally, as a mentally ill girl who loves the Virgin Suicides, was very excited about that.
Coolest famous person I've ever seen in public is actually Alan Rickman.
Oh, that's a really good one.
That's a really good one. He was in a cafe, a French cafe in New York that I went to with my friend, and we just randomly bumped into him, and it was the craziest experience in my entire life. And he was sitting there reading the newspaper.
He was on page 394.
94.
You little twerps.
Literally the best.
All right. And then next up, we have a topic we've been wanting to talk about for a long time. We wanted to talk about some solo artists that we're fans of, and you know, the kind of differences between what solo artists can offer versus groups and solo debuts and all that kind of stuff. So Skylar, would you like to start us off?
Yeah, okay. You know, I'll just talk about my experience with solo artists. I don't really have any topic things or any like little zingers to start us off. Don't know if I'm using that word correctly.
Zingers.
But anyway, my experience with solo artists is that I usually prefer them to groups. I love groups, but I don't have the same attachment. Maybe that's just because solo artists, it's just them. And I like that I'm able to see more of what they are, who they are as an artist and what they like. So for me, in K-pop or in K-RNB, K-hip-hop scene, I've been drawn to artists like PH1, Chungha, even lately, I forgot his name. Anyway, I'm trying to think of another. Yeah, B.I. That's a good one. He went solo and with Illa Illa, and I really like that. And I'll be honest, and I hope I don't get any hate for this. Sometimes, yes, I do feel happy when they go solo from their groups. I do. I am that person. I'm like, I want them to stay in the groups and continue doing their thing, but I do usually like it when they, you know, expand their horizons because you get more of who they are. So yeah, that's my interest in solo artists. And I think something I like to ask you guys is what your interest is in solo artists, and what do you think it benefits an artist from a group, to go solo? Like, if you could see someone go solo from a group that you guys like, who would it be and why?
Ooh, that's a good question. Do you want to go first?
Okay. I kind of brushed upon this earlier. So when I was talking to Skylar. So obviously my favorite soloist of all time out of Korea is the Lee Taemin. Okay. Love Taemin. And I think that he's been very successful in creating his image with SHINee and then his image as a soloist. Now, what's really interesting about him as a soloist is that he said he wanted to do more solo projects to make more fans of SHINee. And I was like, that's interesting. Like, I wouldn't have necessarily assumed that, because his music to me is actually how I even got to know SHINee. Like, I was a Taemin stan first and then became a Schwal. So it worked. His theory really worked. It worked on me. But like, I was like, wow, that's different. I feel like a lot of people usually when they branch off from a group do it to make, something that's their own, and that's the purpose of it. But that being said, I'm very much looking forward to Minho's solo work, which he just talked about that he was working on. Obviously, I've been waiting for 2 years for Jungkook's solo album. It's fine. They told us we're going to get Tae's first and not Jungkook's. So I'm just going to wait for that. And, it's fine. J-Hope's working on his second album. I think RM's working on his third mixtape. We'll see. I'm just, I'll just take what I get when I get it. But the one I was telling Skylar about earlier is actually Sunwoo from The Boys. Like, The Boys have started to work on a lot of solo projects and started releasing them on SoundCloud, as if you've watched SOCS, because we've reacted to a lot of them. And even on Kingdom this year, Sunwoo expressed his wanting to work on a different kind of sound than what The Boys sound usually is. He loves their concept, loves the group. I know that he'll stay with them, but I just see how much like content he's been working on by himself and for himself. And I really do think that he wants to branch out and kind of find his own sound. And I'm so excited for him to try and do that. Like, I really do want to see what he does, because I he loves Bobby. He loved working with him. And I just feel like, he writes, he's starting to learn how to produce. I feel like he's really going to become something like bigger, or not bigger, but like separate from The Boys. Like, I think Sunwoo has a lot of potential to do well, even if he were to pursue something closer to K-hip-hop.
Yeah, I agree. I would love to see more Sunwoo stuff. I really liked Barry. I love that song.
Mm-hmm.
So good. I want it to be on Spotify so bad.
No, exactly. Like, I think he's really talented. So I'm like, please, yes, invest in yourself. Invest in The Boys, because I love The Boys, but invest in yourself as well.
Yeah. So I do like a lot of soloists, especially in like, I guess, K-RNB. I mean, I love Chungha. We love Chungha. I love IU. But I think my favorite right now is Hoodie, who does like a lot of really interesting stuff. I love her collaborations with Cha Cha Malone. I think he's like a great producer for her, and I think she's, experimented with a lot of cool sounds. But she's also like pop friendly, but still like different. I love BB. She is so cool, and she's just doing so many cool things. But I actually really am a fan of bands. Just in general, I love bands. When I was a kid, I always wanted to be in a band. Like, that's why I picked up guitar. It's like, I wanted to be a guitar player in a band really badly. And, I went through my Beatles phase, like, really hard. And I like, the interactions and, the friendship, but also, like, the competition and the way you, like, build off of each other. And sometimes that makes, really great art. And as a filmmaker, I like to collaborate because, you can't really, it's hard to make a film on your own. But I like making stuff on my own too. Like I think like my YouTube channel I do on my own is like just as rewarding as doing this podcast with you guys, but it's like a completely different creative experience, you know. So it's, you know, it's very interesting. But I guess if there's one person I want to see do a solo, it's definitely Seulgi. I have loved all of the Red Velvet solo debuts so far. I thought Wendy's was really great. I thought Joy's was really great. And I think that Red Velvet in a lot of ways reminds me almost like of a girl Shiny in a lot of ways. And I think that Seulgi could do a lot to be almost like, I don't want her to, you know, Seulgi's very much her own person. She could do a lot of different things, but if there's a comparison, I think, you know, she has the potential to kind of like, and I've seen other people say it, to kind of do something like Taemin and really like bring a separate audience, like a new audience that both loves Red Velvet and loves her solo stuff. And you know, because she's like a lead vocalist but not the main vocalist, we get to see her vocally shine. But you know, I would like to see it more. I'd like to see her dance like really hard, you know, and do something like the way Kai did. I thought he had such a great solo. I think EXO, they've all had really good
solo
solos.
debut was amazing. Yeah.
Kai's was really good. And so I'd love to see Seulgi get that kind of treatment from SM. Hopefully soon. It would be really cool. And then who else? I thought, you know what? I have to say also Rosé's solo debut was really impressive. It was some, like, on the ground was a little more of what I expected, but I'm still pretty floored by how shocked I was by Gone and how good that song was and how raw it was. I didn't think they would ever let her do something like that or pick that song for her right off the bat. You know, I thought it would take a while for that to kind of build up. So I thought that was an amazing solo debut. And I just wish that SM pushed Wendy and Joy's debuts a little harder, because I think particularly Wendy, I like Joy's album a lot, and I wish, even though it's a cover album and I kind of wish she had gotten original songs, I thought it was really good, but Wendy, some of the songs they put out on that album that aren't the title track are just really, 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 really good, and I wish that they, you know, put those out more. So yeah.
What's that song by Wendy that I really like?
Oh, Why Can't You Just Love Me?
Oh my gosh. I listened to that song like endlessly when it came out.
It's
because
so
I used
good.
to watch. It's so good. I used to watch her performance. But the nature of that song is not something you could necessarily make with multiple people.
That's
just
true.
because of the logistics of it and because of the sound. But just like when it's a group, there is a lot that goes into it. I think management and marketing and sticking to a cohesive image matters a lot, and it matters a significant amount more than with a solo artist. It matters with a solo artist, but it's a huge deal when it's a group. So sometimes I don't think you can get as experimental with a group, especially sometimes in like K-pop. So yeah, I also think that's maybe why I think I gravitate towards solo artists. But yeah, I loved Wendy's debut. They should have pushed it harder. Don't know why they didn't.
They only gave her a week of promotions. That was whack.
Yeah, there were so many debuts for soloists or just like solo acts from groups this year. And they were all very memorable. Like, I think that we had a great year for solo work. Like,
yeah.
I love BI. I downloaded the whole album and I was listening to it on the way to the into the city the other day, and I was like, wow, this is fire. I listened to the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm kind of sick of people being like K-pop's boring this year. I have to totally disagree. K-pop has been lit this year. Shiny came back.
No, Shiny coming back was literally, me becoming a schwal was like definitely one of my favorite parts of this year.
Yeah, same.
And like I'm telling you, it started with Don't Call Me, and then you hit like Heart Attack, and then you hit Code, and you got Kiss Kiss, and I was like, okay, hold up. How can every song be a bop? And I already knew the first Shiny song I ever heard was Ring Ding Dong, guys. Don't judge me for it. It's just a fact. But like Replay, like the discography, unmatched. But,
and then on
okay,
top of that, you get all of them being really good by themselves too. So it just makes
great soloists.
So like you said, Skylar, I feel like once we get to see them branch off and do some things different, it almost makes you appreciate them coming together even more. So like that's why I've really liked what JYP's been doing with Stray Kids and Twice. And I hope they continue to do that, because like I always liked Geo because that was Skylar's favorite, so I always kind of noticed her. She stuck out to me. And then that she did that really amazing cover of that Camila Cabello song where she like wiped the floor with her, and it just made me like really appreciate all the talent in Twice so much more. And sometimes I don't feel like you see that because they're so synchronized as a unit.
Yeah.
And there's so many of them too, but they're so synchronized as a unit that you almost see them as like extensions of each other.
Yeah.
So to see them shine individually made me really appreciate how strong the image of Twice is even more.
Yo, literally, we all know that when it came to 17, I was like, Woozy all the way. Hoshi is sneaking his way in, because when Spider came out, I was obsessed. I was like, oh, I see the vision. Like, I see where this is going. He's going to be huge. It's going to be amazing. Like, and especially because like 17 is such a large group too. And they have their subunits, but I just feel like to see them, you know, release like their own things, even if it is like a small collab, like the one that Mingyu and Wanwoo did, it's just nice to see them and like hear their specific voice in that music and like the image that they want to give to themselves. I'm like, yes, I appreciate this. Give me more content like this.
Skylar, is there anyone from a group yet you want to see debut solo?
Yeah. I mean, obviously Lisa is going to be debuting. And honestly, I would like to see Mingi do his own thing from Ateez. Naturally. I'm excited for Mark to branch out, because I've heard some of his, like a solo song that he's performed on stage before. Really excited to see when he actually does, you know, put his solo work out.
Mark Lee, right?
Yeah, Mark Lee. And wow, Sid's really holding it together.
Because why would you laugh?
We love Mark.
I'm sorry.
No, someone asked Mark Twan recently how much for feet pics, and he was like, next question.
That is so
and I was like, I know Bam Bam would have answered.
Bam Bam would have answered. Okay, speaking of solo debuts, Bam Bam's solo debut was fire.
We all, come on. We should give a round of applause. Can they even hear that?
A round of applause? Yeah, they can hear it.
I hear you.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, they have this new noise suppression for Discord, and I think it eliminates like the sound of applause.
Oh, I heard it. I mean, it's kind of quiet, but I heard it.
Huh.
Anyways, shout out to Bam Bam. Also, Mark did go on IG Live last night and say that he is working on solo music, so we'll be getting more of Mark Twan soon.
Yeah.
Go Mark Twan. I'm excited. I hope he goes edgy. I know he has that in him from his younger days.
Oh yeah.
I just want to see what they're all doing. Like, I want to see Jin Young release like a solo work. I feel like it'd be very like, I don't know. I don't think it'd be like K-pop. I think it'd be like sad music.
I was out
like
and about
OST
and I saw Minnie
music.
got 7.
What? Where is this?
At the K-pop shop. And I was like, it's Minnie got 7. I was like, who's
and
that?
You didn't steal Bam Bam? Why
I know,
would you
I
not steal Bam Bam from me?
I should have. I should have
That's
stolen
like their song, or they're like shrinked versions of themselves.
Just right.
I know. Oh my gosh. Oh, and then one more person I want to mention is Taeyong from NCT as well. When you said Mark, it reminded me.
Mm.
Taeyeon just put out that song with Seulgi that was really good, and he's been writing songs since he was a trainee. And I would love to see him put out something. I mean, oh my god, everyone in NCT I'd actually like to see put out something solo. Like 10? That would be sick too.
Oh my god, 10. Well, Taeyoung and 10's collab, Baby Don't Stop, is one of my favorite NCT songs, period.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a Do Young would be cool. Do Young.
Oh, Do Young would hit.
Obviously, Ji Hyo from Twice. I mean, tons of people.
Yeah.
We'd like to see.
For sure. For sure. All right. Reaction time.
Yes.
Yeah, right. So first up, we have got BM's new. Wait, why is Permission to Dance showing? Anyways,
I don't know.
is it gonna show permit? Oh my god, it's showing Big Hit. Anyways,
I'm seeing.
You're seeing BM.
DMs.
Wait, no, for me
Yeah.
it's showing Permission to Dance. I'm not even kidding.
That's what you get. It's called Karma. They
Shut
heard
up!
you.
I love that song.
Big Hit heard your ass. That's what happened. They're like, she want to play fucking games.
Canceled.
I am not about. I'm not getting canceled. I love that song.
Literally, as soon as
Cut it out.
we got off, Skylar, I was like, yeah, she was like, yeah, so how was it? I was like, yo, Olivia hated that song. I can't blame her. I'm not even mad. And Skylar was like, yeah, she told me. I was like, I can tell.
Yeah, she texted me and she was like, what did she say? She is so, Olivia is so annoying. She said, yo, that new BTS song is so bad. I'm going to have to sit in silence during that reaction. And
okay, BM song is about to go hard as fuck. I feel like. Speaking of soloists, because I just heard like 2 seconds of it. Okay.
It's about it's so hard.
Am I about to do the dance? The BM dance?
I mean, maybe it's like throwback. Like picture us in like 2009, maybe. Okay. I don't know what era, but it goes hard.
Wait, I just went. Okay, you know what? Okay, first we're gonna watch Alexa Xtra.
Oh yeah.
Who is also from Card. This is her solo debut.
She's not from Card, but
oh no,
she is.
BM's in this, right?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, that's why I thought Card.
The biggest, the best. I'm so reckless, I'm flawless.
You look good.
I know. Big titty gang over here.
Skylar tried to say that she could see him being my boyfriend today.
I mean,
this is like more of her type. He's a little bit of her type. That's all I'm saying. Someone like him.
He's cute though, and he's funny. I think he was
sweetheart.
At first, you'd be like kind of embarrassed, but you'd be like, he's so funny though.
BM is so nice. He's such a good guy too. At least from my understanding, watching the podcast.
Girl, we have to pay attention to Alexa. It's Alexa time. That was a black man. Anyways, it's Alexa.
I like Alexa. She can dance.
And this is giving me like Britney Spears, Janet Jackson era music videos too, where it's like everyone's out the skate park dancing, you know?
Yeah. She, I watched her on Get Real. The episode she had on there was. She has such a nice personality. She's a really cool person, it seems.
I love her outfits. Oh, let's go! It's the dance battle part. Yes!
feels so like throwback.
I love it.
that. I love this part.
It reminds me of the "You Drive Me Crazy" music video by Britney Spears. Like, it reminds me of it so much. I love that video.
You know, I love a repeating chorus.
Yes.
I love when they put I can't, because I don't hear it in K-pop as much as I would like.
Yeah, this girl can dance. I'm loving it.
The music video actually was giving me like chicken noodle soup. I really liked it.
Oh yes,
Like Hobie's chicken noodle soup.
yes,
She's
I
just
love that.
so animated. The song had to grow on me because it's an interesting song, but I definitely see like the throwback little references, and she's so great. I love the dancing. I just thought it was super cute.
Yeah, I think it was fun. Like, that's a fun song.
Yes. That's what I'm
I love
loving
her.
about pop music kind of in general right now. Is like, I feel like in 2010, the 2010s, everyone was kind of taking themselves really seriously. And now
That's when all the emo music was big.
yeah, I feel like people are really just having fun with themselves. They're having fun with their image. They're having fun with their music.
Yes. It's because of quarantine. It's like, honestly, it kind of just feels like you appreciate life more.
Well, I think
that sounds corny. But
I think it's quarantine definitely like kicked it off, but I also really think honestly K-pop did have an influence on that because K-pop is really fun. Like that's just kind of like, and then I think pop music for a little bit was kind of like really like, you know, in its own thing, which is cool too, and I like that, but I think it kind of opened the doors for every like that, and then quarantine kind of opened the doors for everyone to just kind of like let loose, you know. And then Dua Lipa's album kind of was like that, and I don't know, it just was starting to happen like around like 2018, 2019. People were just having a lot of fun. Oh, you know what? Tyler the Creator, like Igor, that was like that kind of. He was having a lot of fun with himself with that one with that wig, and it was great. It was a fun era.
It's just, there's a lot more innovation right now, especially because there's been a change in what's popular in music. It's not, you know, it's not necessarily like the bands anymore. Well, right now it is, but it's not as serious as it used to be. There was a time, even like the Migos, that technically, like, the music they're making is kind of like they could just do whatever. Like,
and they're so fun too. That's another good one.
Yeah, it was just fun. Like that music became super popular, and I think things like that and the way that music changed culturally is like kicked off just like people just kind of experimenting and having a good time.
Mm-hmm. I also think the 90s nostalgia is a big part of that. You know, everyone's like, yeah. It's just, you know, everyone's like Crazy in Love era, Beyonce. We love like Britney Spears, Janet Jackson. We want that back. So I think it's been a fun time. All right.
Yes.
Normani.
Oh my God, we have to give it up to Motivation. Motivation's another one that kickstarted that too, because that music video is just pure joy.
Yes.
Fun.
Very 2000s. I mean, Gen Z is all about the early 2000s.
Yes, absolutely. I'm here for it. All right. Next up, we've got 88 Rising's California remix with Jackson Wang.
Yeah, I'm faded, fake faces. I raise him, California. That fragrance, that payments, fake places.
Where did they shoot this? I'm curious. It's definitely SoCal, but it doesn't look like LA. Or like, maybe like Calabasas or something. I don't know. Jackson!
Oh, that is him.
Ooh, his arms are looking...
I like his jacket, whatever that is.
He really on his vacation shit with that hat.
That's really animated.
Sad. Why his verse so sad?
Yeah, it is very.
Lil Shawty.
Jackson, Jackson makes a lot of kind of sad songs sometimes.
Bruh, who hurt him? I want to know.
Oh no.
I mean, I know respect their privacy, but I do a little bit. I am a little curious. I like that lighting. Just the spotlight is really cool.
Okay, it's a solid feature.
It's like not even a feature. He took over the whole damn song.
I know. I'm waiting for him to be done.
But you know what? I'm okay with it because he looks so fine.
Yeah. It's okay. Very solid feature.
Okay, there we go. They're back.
But you made it, California conversations.
This song is kind of about our age, honestly, and like I think being in your early 20s.
Oh yes,
your
the flaming
career.
hot Cheetos with the chopsticks. We have to stand.
Dude, I can't. Anything about this age right now, there needs to just be a lot more songs about your early 20s.
True.
Don't even lie. Rich Brian,
Dramatic.
I've been listening to that on repeat. Why?
Brian. Traumatized.
Yeah, Rich Brian.
I love his outfit.
Isn't he like 21? He's younger than us, right? He like just turned 21 this year.
I think maybe 21, maybe 22 right now. Maybe still 21.
Oh, it might have been a year ago. He might be 22 now. You're right. I think.
No, he's 21. He's 21. He'll be 22 in a month or 2 months. Oh, Nikki. I like Nikki. How do you feel hearing her say that California's overrated, Olivia?
Well, she can go home. There's a lot of traffic here.
I'm good.
I'm kidding.
A typical California response. Go back to whatever nobody state you came from.
Okay, we get it, Ohio. I'm sorry, we have things to do here. No. I'm joking. They're like in the middle of nowhere too, like where all the hotels are. Not like they're not in LA in this video.
Typical California response. People are fake everywhere. The only people that are at like that are transplants. Every single California person I know says that. Any flaws in California are from the transplant. They're not from the native.
But that's okay. I'm gonna be 100% real with you. That's the truth.
He's back.
No one moves. You're rude.
I'm happy.
His part was the longest in the song, though. It was like half the thing.
He's
I'm
not even
happy
in
that he's
California.
back.
Like where in Shanghai did he go shoot that?
Oh, that's true. I'm so excited, guys. Look, he's putting out a new song in a few days, a week or so.
Yay, Jackson! I love him.
Next week, reaction.
All right.
Reaction.
All right, we're gonna try that BM video again.
Let's
Okay. I think it's working. Yes, it's working.
May I have your attention? Tell them.
The lyrics, you guys.
I'm reading them.
Oh, I have
Okay.
to turn- oh, no, I have mine on. I just wasn't reading them.
Look at him.
What
You
the
go, BM.
Oh my god. I need to get my
Love
big titty gang shirt.
Honestly, like, he's talking his shit too. I'm impressed.
Yeah, it's
Shoot,
giving
maybe
me.
you read me right.
He's giving me 2000s rap video for sure, though.
Yeah. And he's like, wait a second.
He looked good. He looked good right here.
I love this too. He's also listening to the podcast. He works really hard on his craft, and he's so serious about music. So this is cool.
I can do without the one without the braids on the side. He could go.
You know, one of the background dancers has always got to have the braids.
Like, why too?
And like, if I
So
can't do
funny.
it, someone in the background.
This is so cool, but also it's so throwback.
Yes.
It
Even
really
from the
is.
rooftop- Guys, the rooftop scene.
Yes.
Like for real. The production on this part.
Yes.
I feel like I'm in 2010.
Yeah.
In a good way. In a good way.
I'm feeling a little earlier than that.
Yeah, okay. Maybe. So what? Like 2007?
Like 2006,
2008.
2007. Like,
Yeah,
like
'cause-
just before the recession.
I'm thinking about when Chris Brown came out with Look at Me Now.
Yes. Okay.
Whenever.
Okay,
So
you know what? That was
like-
probably 2010. You're right.
Yeah, whenever that was. 2011.
I love that song. I'm not even gonna lie. Yes. I love that.
I'm not
The
gonna
end.
lie. I was not expecting that. Skylar told me it was really good, but I wasn't expecting that. That was fire.
Thing.
Like that's cool. I would love to see like some more of this in K-pop. That was great.
Yes. I love BM's got so much range too, because like last time it was more that kind of like MGK, like a little moody, a little 21 Pilots, but a lot of
I
cooler.
prefer this.
But I this is more
so
my
much more
thing.
fun.
But
Yeah.
Here,
but it's
yeah.
cool to see him do both, and that he's got range, and you know he's just really having fun playing around with his image, and I love that. I love seeing. You're right. Like the theme of the episode, kind of like people, you know, taking control of their image and having fun with it. I definitely see that BM really shining and standing out. So I loved that.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Next up,
Nice.
we've got a big collab project with Rain, Brave Girls, Ateez, and Monsta X, and I think one more group that I can't see on the name thing. But it's basically two members from like each group and Rain, the legend himself. And oh my god, what even? Well, it's sponsored by Pepsi.
Yes. Sorry, my Monsta X bias is fire.
Who's your
Yes,
Monsta
yo,
X
ho.
fight? Okay.
I am.
You
It's
know
I
who's
am.
in here?
It's I am.
Okay.
And there's an Injun. Hongseok, Rain, all people I like. There's like
Yeah. Well, that's I am. I see Yeonjun's in here too. I'm happy. Hongseok.
Okay, damn,
oh, there's
Pepsi.
Shonu. What's up, Shonu? Hongseok.
Hongju looks so good.
Who is this?
I think one of the girls from
The
Brave
Brave
Girls. One of the Brave Girls.
One of them.
Brave Girls. Is that Pepsi's song?
It must be.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Wow. Pepsi really went all out.
This is so cute.
This is fun. Shonu! I want to see more of Yeonjun though.
You ready?
Oh, where's Yeonho at? Where did he go?
I know, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, Yeonho.
That man disappeared on us.
He's just in the back chilling. Like, there he is.
What just happened? Oh, mine cut out.
Oh,
Oh, Taste of Korea.
Yeonjun looks so cute. You're missing a Skylar. They changed their outfits. Ooh, I am look good.
I love those jackets. I want one. The Pepsi one? But like Coca-Cola instead because I can't rep Pepsi.
Just let it go.
Oh, those are cute.
Right? Pepsi out here
Oh, did they come
always,
back in?
Pepsi always has the best promotion. It's true.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they do.
Until they ruin Michael's life.
I mean, tea. But it still was a great commercial. Yeah, my friend was like, oh, my dad was working at Pepsi when that happened. I was like,
Is that something you tell me?
I was like,
That was so cute.
but yeah, that was so fun. And of course, Rain looks like the same age as all of them. He is so flawless and beautiful. I love Rain. All right, well, this is going to be a little depressing, unfortunately. We're going to take the tone down a little bit. It is the trailer for Yeri's new web drama, Blue Birthday. I am very excited for it.
야 지서준 사귀자.
But also, like, I have, like, a horrible
No,
attention
he's
span.
from
Pentagon, yeah.
Pentagon.
Yeah, Hongseok.
Yeah, he's the Maknae.
So adorable in this team. The mock days.
뭐해? 안 불고.
생일 축하해.
He's so cute.
그게 전에 소원 빌어.
Is that like Yuri's real mole?
Oh,
Yeah.
내 소원은
I love Yeri.
That's so cute.
I love seeing her act. This is cool.
It actually looks well made. The lighting here is cool.
Yeah, and it's a web drama.
Is he dead? What the
네가
heck?
죽지 않는 거야.
What?
Dead.
They killed him.
This is sad. What?
내 18 생일.
Did he commit suicide?
Yeah. So basically, it like goes back and forth.
Why did you do that? Why did you do this?
It goes back and forth between her being 28 and her being 18, and then she'll like go back in time and like try to stop him.
Oh, this kind of reminds. There's a Japanese drama similar to this. Actually,
Excuse me, I actually like Pentagon. I got to know them off of Jinjin's podcast with Kino and their little unboxing, and now I'm sad because I really like Hongseok.
No, he's so cute, and he and Yeri have like the sweetest friendship. He said recently
I saw them dancing today.
Yes! He said
retweeted.
that every time Yeri was like feeling down or like tired because she was also practicing for the comeback, he would dance Dum Dum for her to make her laugh. So that's why they were doing it on the show.
He's such a sweetheart, and it's funny because people say that he's like shy, so they must like be cool and have good chemistry.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. They look like they had she seemed like she had like the best time on that set, and It's only her
I
second
can't believe you did
time
that.
acting. Well, I mean, there's
I'm
another
sad.
there's another teaser.
Girl.
So I'm gonna make you suffer.
야 지서준
왜?
날씨 너무 좋다 그치?
그러게.
I'm gonna suffer too. It's okay.
나도 줄 거 있어. 이따 사진실에서 만나.
그 아이의 죽음이었다.
It's so sad all of a sudden.
I
Like,
know. They're like,
나 너
yeah,
좋아해.
psych.
정말 많이 좋아해.
there's no build up. Every transition they make is just.
2011년 5월 16일
Yeah, we're bad.
내가 10년
Oh, okay. I see what they're doing.
놓치마? 너 낫지? 너 낫지?
조심해요.
네?
지난일 함부로 건드리면 강고 다쳐요. 불행해져.
Dang, is it like a he or she? One of them gotta go? I can't.
Oh
They said
damn.
butterfly effect, bitch. Like,
Ooh, it looks good. I'm intrigued. I'm excited. Yeri and Hongseok, I'm excited for them. I'm excited. It looks good.
also, not to mention, he got a body on him. He was on the cover of Men's Health.
I know. I remember everyone was like, Yeri with a man. And then someone posted that Men's Health poster and they were like, okay, I reconsider. So, yeah. Next up, we've got Artist of the Month with our boy Yeonjun from TXT doing a cover of Watermelon Sugar and Blow.
Fortunate.
Yay! Watermelon sugar. I like that he chose Harry. That's cool.
Yes. Ooh, oh my god, I'm feeling it.
Ooh, okay. Studio Choom, man, their sets are always so pretty. I like the colors they chose this time.
Ooh.
I love that he chose this song because I've never seen it performed this way.
I had to go back because it stopped on my end.
Oh, because Harry Styles is very charming. He's a charming performer. It's interesting to see how he embodies that.
Ooh. But I used to always be like, One Direction doesn't dance. So.
Yeah.
The irony.
So it's interesting. It's right.
So good.
I think it's really him, and that's what I love about it. Especially because he chose
I love this. I like this song too, to be honest. I have to admit that.
This whole performance is very Yeonjun. You'll see, he gonna do his thing and be himself. I love him.
He wanted to be a star.
I love how all these solos
But-
kind of like are combining the like hip hop dance with contemporary a little bit. It's
Look
very
at him
interesting.
picking up
Yeah.
New York City fashion
Whoa.
mag.
Cool. Huh?
Let's go.
Okay.
I love Yeonjun, yo.
Oh my god.
Look, he grown now.
So
Wow.
good.
Wow.
So good.
Very good.
Oh my
Very
god, I love
cool.
him so much.
Yes, Yeonjun.
Shout out to those choreographers.
Oh my
Wow.
god, he is so talented. Ah!
I love Yeonjun.
Oh my god.
So good.
Wow.
Being my TXT bias, I
No.
love him.
SM Entertainment, y'all better make Seulgi the artist of the month after this comeback. I swear to God.
I was so excited when it was Yeonjun. I feel like, you know, there's a lot of pressure on him to be so good. Like, people really do talk about him like, oh, he's gonna do it. Like, he's like the legendary trainee, a big hit. And he was so shy when he actually got it. He like only like told us through his last studio Choom for Magic when they were doing the behind the scenes. He like whispered in Subin's ear. He was like, remind me about my artist of the month.
Aww.
And I was like, oh, my baby. And Subin was like, yes, you know Yeonjun's so talented. Look out for his studio Choom artist of the month. And I was like, y'all are so cute. Okay, sorry. I just had to go on that little anecdote because
TXT.
I love them.
Mo was.
Really, honestly, truly, like, I love them.
They
All
make
right.
such great music.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, they're
Bopping
so
to Magic this
talented. They're
morning.
so good.
So good. All right. Next up and last of our reactions is something I'm very excited for. This mood samplers for Dio's solo album, which I have to pre-order right after this. Ooh. Which also looks suspiciously similar to Wendy's mood sampler.
It's true, it does.
He looks so cute crumpling up that paper. I don't know
He's
why.
such a good actor. Such a good actor. He was like,
I don't know what it was. He was just like...
he's like, no, this won't work. It does look like Wendy.
Yes!
And look at
Oh
Libby.
my gosh. Olivia is so
My man is
excited.
back from the war!
Why is this screech?
But my other man is in the war, so, you know. Rip.
It's
Ah.
okay. We're military wives together, you know, Taemin.
Yeah, it's okay. You know, we just won't be jopping for a while. Jumping and popping.
Shut up. I was ever doing that, okay? You know what I am? I'm a superstar because that song is fire.
That's true.
That Japanese release is one of the best Japanese releases.
With all of Chinese Japanese releases are some of the best Japanese releases.
All of Chinese music is some of the best K-pop music. Stan Shiny.
Yes.
Oh, Chinese.
All right.
Such
We are
We
such
are.
schwalls.
We are.
Yo, the other day, I was with our friend and some of his friends from back home, and
Mhm.
we were talking about Chris Brown, and he was like, I think Chris Brown is like after you know Janet's career and after Michael died, I guess he's like the closest to Michael, and I was like, Taemin. And they were like, who?
like Taemin.
Taemin is
I was
right
like, y'all
there.
don't even know.
My idea.
Advice goes so hard.
Yeah.
Advice
It's so
stays
hard.
going hard. And you'll never get the keys to my lock. I've been going hard.
I trusted you.
I trusted you.
Like, but no one does like Taemin. Like Taemin being Taemin and Taemin on stage, like that's not normal.
It's
not normal.
I know.
It's crazy.
I hope, you know, in 20 some years, you know, we start recognizing SHINee and Taemin as some of the greats, you know what I mean?
No, like, look, I want Taemin to be on a global stage. He is already, but I want him to be everywhere. I want it to be like BTS. I want it to never be able to escape Lee Taemin.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
The fact that he's been #1 in Korea for the past like 5 weeks deserves.
Yeah, it's almost his birthday.
Deserves. Okay, so
Wow. Yeah. Look,
right.
also, this is. Oh, no, go ahead. I'll tell you guys when we're done.
Okay. Well, that's it for this episode of SOCS. If you enjoyed, please follow us on Twitter and give this video a like and subscribe so you don't miss any more. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, give us a follow here. And we will see you next week. Bye.